The iconic Golden Shears is back in Wairarapa, having last been held in 2020, which was its 60th anniversary, cancelled in 2021 and again last year, but back this weekend. And last night, two-time world champion Rowland Smith won his 8th Golden Shears Open final title by more than 3 points from Marlborough shearer Angus Moore. He wins the right to represent New Zealand at the 2023 Golden Shears World Shearing and Wool Handling Championship in Scotland in June. The second machine shearer to represent New Zealand in Scotland will be found from the winner, or the second place getter, if Rowland wins this one, the New Zealand Shears in Te Kuiti on the 1st of April. Rowland Smith is with us. How are you, mate? Congratulations.
Yeah, good. Thanks, mate. Awesome. Thank you.
But do you suffer from the day after kind of muscle soreness?
No. Look, you sort of got to train twice as hard as that ever's going to be competitive. So no, there's no soreness. There might be a little bit of a headache, but no soreness.
It's good to hear. For the uninitiated, what is the format of Golden Shears? What do you have to do to win?
You start off heats of 6 sheep, quarters of 8 sheep, semis of 10 sheep, and then the final 6 shearers, you shear 20 sheep in the final each. And it's based on time. You get points for every 20 seconds, 1 point, and then they judge you on the board to make sure you're not cutting the wool in half, and then out back to make sure that everything's taken off and there's no nicks or scratches. So, yeah, it's speed and quality, mate.
So speed and quality. So where do you focus when you're doing your preparation and, in fact, in competition? Because I'm sure there are some who just go hell for leather but probably nick a few, and others who, take their time, but maybe that can cost them. What's your strategy?
Just as the whole, sort of built the last 20 years of shearing is to try and get the most efficient pattern possible with and taking all the wool off in the one motion. So, yeah, that's the reason that we have show shearing, is to actually improve the industry, to build people, get them to come along and see where they're going wrong and go away and try and improve to get as good as they can. So, yeah, my thing is always efficient as possible, and always take everything off and don't scratch or nick anything. Yeah.
How long have you been doing it competitively?
I first entered the Golden Shears when I was 12 or 13. So
12. Man.
So yeah, what am I now? 36. So yeah, a wee while, mate.
That's amazing. So presumably there's junior sections when you come along as a 12-year-old, you're not up against guys like your age now.
No. There's novice, then junior, intermediate, senior, and then open is the top grade.
What's the it would have been difficult, I guess, over the last couple of years with the event not being held, as I mentioned at the top. 2020 was held, but not the last 2 years. So, did everyone seem like quite excited to be back into it over the weekend?
Yeah, it definitely was, mate. This obviously being the World Selection year and obviously World Champs later on, very, very intense. I think it was the most intense semi-final I've ever been in, this one. Just everybody, super keen to get into that top 6 and then, that chance to get the spot to Scotland. It was intense, and there's nothing quite like the Golden Shears. The lights are brighter than ever up on that stage for some reason, and you can't understand the pressure until you've actually been through it. So, yeah, it was certainly all on.
So you're off to Scotland for the Worlds. This might be a stupid question, but how different are the sheep you'll be shearing over there compared to the ones here? Or are they the same?
We're obviously traditional Romneys most of the time in New Zealand. But, yeah, when we get to Scotland at the Highland, they will be mules, which are very open and fast shearing, and Scottish blackface, which are quite unique, obviously, to Scotland. They're very different for us to shear, and then Cheviots, which we sort of have some of that over here as well. So there'll be 3 breeds at the World Champs there, and they'll be sort of mixed in through the heats, and then they'll maybe have Scottish blackfaces in the final or whatever they pick. But, I have shorn over there, maybe 10 years or so in the off-season from here. I sort of know my way around them pretty well, but you cannot underestimate all those UK boys. They share them all the time over there, and they're very, very good. So it'll be exciting.
Including, I understand, your brother, He's an expat Kiwi. He's in the English team. You're going to be sharing head-to-head with your brother.
Oh, I got to love it, eh?
Absolutely.
No, we've always been very competitive. So, yeah, Matt's the 9-hour U world record holder, and I'm the 8-hour world record U holder. So, nothing like a bit of civil rivalry going on there. It should be pretty intense. But, yeah, we work well together, and, look, we'll support each other. But when we step up on that board, there'll be no hold back. So, yeah, Matt married an English girl and has got 3 children over there, and he's lived there for quite a long time now. So he won the English National back in winter last year, which is his right to represent England. So, yeah, hey, really looking forward to it, actually. Hopefully give him a bit of a flogging.
Absolutely right. Absolutely, yeah. Brothers, when they play any kind of sport against each other or compete, they should be doing exactly that, giving each other a flogging. So when will you do you go over to prepare, Rowland? Will you go over to do some events before the World Champs? How does it work?
Yeah, so obviously only 2 shearers from each country can compete at the World. So when we find out our teammate, we'll probably get together and try and head over a few weeks before and find some of the local sheep to shear and there's a couple of competitions before, so nothing quite like getting up on stage to get you prepared for it. We'll just sort of see when the guy, whoever it is, makes the team. We'll probably try and work together. And, because at the end of the day, there is a team event as well. So we want to try and get that one home with us as well.
Now, I understand you're from Hawke's Bay, so how much, if at all, were you affected by the recent cyclones?
Yeah, we live on a hill, so our house is safe, thank God. But, yeah, the farm took a bit of hammering, fences, tracks and water systems. But, look, we're very lucky in the fact that when you look around, there's a lot of people that are completely devastated and, you really feel for them. We do what we can, but, yeah, look, we'll rebuild and fix as we go. It will take time, but it's pretty devastating to see the scarring around the bay at the moment.
I bet. And from a competitive point of view, I guess you would have, in ideal circumstances, been using the last couple of months to build towards Golden Shears. So you might not have had as much opportunity to do that. Would that be fair enough, having to look after the storm damage?
Yeah, haven't shorn a sheep since the storm, unless it was in a competition, which I managed to get to 2 the weekend before the Goldies, but no shearing as such in the sheds, which is definitely hinders you. These young guys that are coming through, and even some of the, like John Kirkpatrick and that, they are unbelievable shearers, and to still be able to compete with them. I don't shear very much anymore anyway. To be at the same level still or just is pretty cool. To be in that same league still.
I bet. And will you carry on? I mean, what did you say? You were 30 odd. Are you going to carry on?
Yeah, good question. Love farming, love the whole industry, but the ultimate goal was to be farming. So, as long as I'm still competitive and enjoying it, I'll probably keep going. But if it fades, then I'll probably step back and leave these young fellas to it.
And a good night last night afterwards?
Yeah, mate, it was good. It was pretty busy, obviously, catching up with people and talking. People love to sort of catch up with you after and have a yarn. So, no, it was a good night.
Fantastic. Hey, congratulations, man, on winning for the 8th time off to the World Champs. We'll look forward to seeing how you go over there in Scotland in the middle of the year. Hopefully you can, as I say, give your brother a flogging and all of the others as well, and we'll look forward to following your progress.
Yeah, cheers, mate. Thank you very much.
Thanks for joining us, Rowland. Rowland Smith there, Golden Shears champion for 2023, his 8th. He's a 2-time world champion and off to the 2023 Golden Shears World Shearing and Wool Handling Championships in Scotland in June. He'll be joined by another shearer. The New Zealand Shears are in Te Kuiti on the 1st of next month. Whoever wins that, or whoever finishes second, if Rowland manages to win that, will head off with him to those World Championships in June.
Hello, I'm Francesca Rudkin.
And I'm Louise Airy, and we're excited to be working with the New Zealand Herald on our new podcast, The Little Things.
So Louise and I have been friends for probably over 13 years now, and we've been through it all: kids, relationships, health crises.
Menopause.
Let's not get into that just yet.
I think we can both agree that there are times we just wish we had one place to go for some explanations on what's going on with our bodies, our kids, and the relationships in our lives.
And this podcast is all about those little things that women need to know about getting older, raising kids, staying healthy, and taking care of yourself at whatever age and stage you're at.
So join us every Saturday to hear from the experts and get all the advice and tips you need.
Listen to The Little Things at nzherald.co.nz or follow us at iHeartRadio or wherever you get your podcasts.